Happy Holy Hump Day on this June 16th, everyone. I'm Pastor Robert. Welcome to this midweek time where I can share some spiritual thoughts and reflections with you. For today, I want to highlight a very important ministry in our church that often goes unnoticed, but if we didn't have it, it would be very noticed. We have a wonderful audio-visual ministry here, primarily for our Sunday worship services, but also for some other services that we host. But for our Sunday worship services, you'll notice that we have these wonderful slides that our office manager prepares ahead of time that we then show for Sunday morning. And then the audio-visual team, which is located back there in the sound booth, they are the ones that are making sure that the right slides are appearing at the right time. And I honestly don't know what we would do without them because, first of all, they really serve a purpose for our in-person worship option, but then also for our online live stream YouTube videos. They provide the service for people that aren't able to be here. And they're such high quality, and there's different camera angles. And like I said, the slides really enhance the worship. So I just want to applaud them for all that they have been doing. And it's now been about a year, a little less than a year that they have been doing this since July of 2020. And I'm just really grateful for them. We are in need of more audiovisual volunteers. Because it really comes down to three people, Brandon Saunders, Ken and Debbie Edwards. And as we get closer to August, when we restart our 9 o'clock service and go to a 2 worship schedule, we're going to also need people for the 9 o'clock service as well, because we do really want to keep these slides for both services and the visuals that we use for both services. And we definitely want to continue our online service option. And so there was a person that shared with me recently. They attended our worship service and they gave a wonderful compliment. They said, "You truly have a 21st century church." So now I just want to have us listen to Brandon Saunders and have him share with you a little bit about what it's like to serve as a volunteer with our audiovisual ministry.
Hello, friends. So Pastor Robert and I have been working on finding more sound volunteers. It's something we have to do rather regularly. It's just part of keeping Sunday morning service going as it does. Actually, that's one of the. I can remember when I first got involved with the church, there was a bulletin insert for, "Hey, we need sound volunteers." I'm going like, "Ooh, hey, that's me." That's how I could, be a part of the service and a way to serve. And I hope this will serve as somebody else's point to get involved as well. During the pandemic, though, our environment back here has actually gotten significantly more complex than it has in the past. And so we've got 3 kind of different stations back here. It's designed to be ran by 2 to 3 people. 3 makes it really easy on everybody, and we like kind of back checking each other. We're here kind of back here working as a team. So we've got the classic sound operator. So we've got our soundboard over here. It's probably a little out of frame. That's a system that we've used for very, very many years. We've actually installed that about 10 years ago and looking at and building in a new one. The new station is this part right here in the middle, and it's the part that helps us do the streaming to YouTube. So we've got a display that shows us a preview of all of our cameras and kind of status of the systems and the recordings and stuff that we're doing, and that's all comes from this little box here. And then we have a way of simplifying this. This is actually a fairly complex box, and even me on a day-to-day basis, it's a little more complex than I want to use. So we have a couple ways to make these processes much simpler. So you don't have to have an engineering degree to run this stuff, or a communications degree, or somebody who does or video production. So we've got a way to change around the various views that we can move the cameras between, and the view that's given to the stream, so that everybody can be a part of the service. So that's one station. We've got one person sitting on sound and one person sitting on video and moving the cameras and the various displays around. And then the rest of the end here is for the PowerPoints. When we did the renovations and we added the screen in the front of the sanctuary, PowerPoint is the tool that we use to run the display. And it's also part of what feeds into the streaming equipment. So we generally, this is a station where technically we'll use two people most of the time, just because it's easy. Ken and Debbie Edwards, thank you for jumping in with me. I'm very grateful for that. But they'll generally work this station together, and it works really well to have three people back here. So one person's running PowerPoints, one person's running the stream, and the other person's running the sound. We're all kind of working together to make stuff work. So we're looking for new volunteers. Again, it's kind of a pressing a button and following a recipe. We've got recipes for these different systems and how to do the recording. I'll be back here for a couple months making sure that volunteers are geared up and ready to go. We try not to throw people off into working alone before they've had a lot of experience with somebody sitting here with them. So look forward to having some new folks joining us back here at the Sound Desk.
I want to again thank Brandon Saunders and his team and all of those who help with our in-person as well as online services, all of our audio needs, all of our visual needs. And like you heard from Brandon, it's pretty simple. There's just some basic training, and you do work as a team back there, up to 3 people for any given Sunday. And we like to have 2 teams of people or several teams of people for the 9 o'clock service when we restart that later in August, and then the 10:30 service, of course. We do have capability to have the visuals be shown at the 9 o'clock, and I think it just adds so much to the worship service. And so if God is stirring in your heart to volunteer in this way, please contact us, and we will connect you with Brandon for some simple training and find out a time when you can begin on a certain Sunday and help out on that team. But it is a wonderful thing that we are a church in the 21st century, and it is such a blessing. I invite you to join us for our online worship service or in-person service this Sunday at 10:30. The theme will be a giant challenge, and particularly how this past year has been such a giant challenge with the pandemic, but also other challenges that we face as we look at the story of David and Goliath. So join us this Sunday, and may God bless you as you continue to go through your holy Hump Day.